I don't even feel like writing an outro, so bye. You killed my brother. Huh? Frogger Adventures: The Rescue. Well, looking at the box, it doesn't look as bad as Frogger the Great Quest. The cover has this nice art that looks way better than that other confused nightmare. Also, I never realized, why does Frogger's shirt have a truck on it if in this game's world there are no trucks or cars? Also, before you bring up the boat level, that is a paddle steamer, which was invented 100 years before trucks. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, this game. It came out 2 years later, in 2003, and apparently back then Konami was really into Frogger, because they made 5 Frogger games during that time period. 6 if you count the mobile version. Apparently, this is the finale of the Frogger Adventures trilogy, which is kind of odd since the previous 2 were only on the Game Boy Advance. Maybe at some point I'll play the first 2, but for now I'll just stick with this one. Okay, what is this title screen design? Why isn't Frogger even on his own title screen? Okay, I gotta name my profile. And there we go, let's begin. So off the bat, this game looks way better than the last game. Probably because they dumped the Shrek ripoff character designs. But Frogger's new design makes me think I'm playing some edutainment game. Probably due to Leapfrog. So anyway, the game starts with our friend/uncle named Lumpy coming to our house, and I don't really think his voice matches the character design.
Hey, Frogger! How you been, little buddy?
Anyway, so he shows up to give Frogger like a, what is that, a bong or something? But then he's like, hey, you haven't been taking it easy the whole time, and he won't give us the gift until we pass this test. What a jerk, just let me have my present, man. And that leads us to the first level.
By the way, Frogger, I stopped by your girlfriend Lily's to drop off her gift before I came here.
Really?
Yep. It's a one-of-a-kind thing that you won't find anywhere else. You should go by later to take a look.
Okay, so, say I'm Frogger, and my friend, who is like 20 years older than me, went to my girlfriend's house without telling me to give her a present that is a one-of-a-kind thing that you can't find anywhere else. Am I the only one that finds that kind of weird?
So, anyway, unlike Frogger the Great Quest, which was a garbage 3D platformer, this game is closer to classic Frogger, except we are in a swamp and not crossing a road. So you use the joystick or D-pad to move Frogger around, and the L and R triggers rotate Frogger without moving him, which is necessary to learn so you don't walk yourself off a cliff. Though I can imagine this feels much better on the PS2, since there you have 2 front triggers which aren't analog, which probably makes changing directions much more snappy. The A button jumps 2 tiles forward, and the B button uses your tongue, which can be used to either pull you towards a space if one of these, like, strip poles is around, or to push and pull things with it.
Okay, so like pulling stuff towards you with your tongue, I get, that makes some sense in this cartoony universe. But how does he push stuff forward with his tongue? That doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, the controls are pretty good. I don't really have any problems with them. My only real problem is that I suck. Huh, this seems familiar.
I can't believe it. I game overed. On level 1.
It also sucks that these tutorial question marks never despawn. While some of them you can just walk around, the rest, there's no way around it. So you just have to mash A to get through them. Actually, scratch that, I'm just an idiot, you can jump over most of them.
This spot right there is a checkpoint. Even if you're beaten, if you got the will to keep going, you can start from the last checkpoint you landed on.
So, if I got the will to keep going, I can start at the last checkpoint I landed on. That's an overly dramatic way to put it, don't you think? Aw, man, I died again.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost. Won't stop hurting.
The more I think about it though, that doesn't make any sense. If you die, it just sends you back to the last checkpoint, so it's not like I have the choice to give up. It's just being overdramatic.
Once you get to the goal at the end of the map, you have cleared the level. Good?
What even is that, and why is it in a swamp?
Yeah!
Okay, I beat the level. Do I get to see the gift now? Oh, come on, what was the point of that if I don't even get to receive the gift? I am so upset at this that I'm going to turn my head and drink some of this water.
In other words, to move the ship, I need to gather the energy cubes scattered in the area. And if I do that, then Lumpy and Firefly Swamp will all be back to normal, right?
Wait, I'm confused.
Yes,
Hold on,
that's
guys.
right.
Wait.
Also, our
what?
scanners are picking up
What
my
is this?
friend Mechanic
Wait,
Frog somewhere
guys,
here in
wait.
Firefly Swamp.
I'm so
Could
confused.
you please look
Stop.
for him?
What the heck just happened?
I turned my head for like 5 seconds, and all of a sudden it looks like the Avengers just had a massive battle here, and Lumpy's knocked out, and Frogger's talking to this lady thing, and now we're off. So, from my very limited understanding of this game's plot, this spaceship thing crashed and knocked out Lumpy, and this thing, named Beauty, works for this thing called FIRST, which stands for the Frog International Rescue Support Team, and she sends us out on this quest to find energy cubes to move the spaceship and save Lumpy and Firefly Swamp. And she also wants us to look for her friend Mechanic Frog. Speaking of that, what a creative name they gave him. It's almost as creative as Yellow Toad and Blue Toad.
Hey, I have a question. Why is this frog rescue team sending this child/team frog on this big rescue mission? Like, doesn't that seem like a little reckless? Like, was there nobody else they could have sent to do this?
Okay, so now we're off, and,
You know what the problem is? The game is actually pretty good.
This gameplay format is the perfect way to update Frogger. It isn't just perfectly timing your jumps to land on logs, and also 100% luck-based. It adds some, kind of puzzle elements, since you're stuck to grid-based movement, so you gotta figure out how you're supposed to get to certain places.
I never said I was good at it.
I think my problem is that it takes a while to get used to the gameplay, but it makes you want to get better because successfully completing a portion like this is super satisfying. Actually, I have a few questions. Mostly, what the heck is up with this swamp? How do Frogger and friends live here? The layout makes no sense. And it's not because of the ship crashing, because it looked like this in the tutorial level too. So the level ends with Frogger running from this giant fish, and it's pretty easy. Ignore that.
Yeah!
So the next level is a rainy swamp level, and I died a lot. Isn't it great that every time I get a game over, it sends me back to the title screen, and I have to reload my save file? Why not just send me back to the start of the level? These levels are really long, which makes getting a game over and having to start all the way over suck a lot. But I can't decide if adding more lives would then make it too easy or not, so I'm just gonna continue playing the game.
Frogger, can you hear me? Let me explain to you about the enemies at first. We are fighting against a crime organization, Tyrannical Reptiles in Power, or TRIP. TRIP is responsible for all the recent kidnappings.
Wait, kidnappings? What kidnappings? I never mentioned any kidnappings before. Oh my god, I did it! I finally beat the 3rd level in a Frogger game! Let's celebrate!
So the next level is a boss fight with the fish from before. He does this giant splash move that launches water droplets at you, and also one big rock that you must launch back at him with this weird launching contraption that's conveniently installed here, by using your tongue and pushing it into place. The difficult part is that he does this smash move that's kinda tough to dodge, but not too bad. But then, there's this swipe move he does, and apparently you can dodge it by jumping at the right time, but I just can't do it. And you still die in one hit, which means I game overed really fast. I was super ready to complain about this when I played it, but it turns out the damage you did to him carries over, so it's really just a matter of killing him before you run out of lives.
Which kinda describes every boss fight ever, but you know what I'm trying to say. Alright, I did it!
So I assume this thing is Mechanic Frog, and he flies his weird frog UFO around and cleans up Firefly Swamp, which looks more like a forest than a swamp. So then Beauty tells Frogger that to help Lumpy we need to find Dr. Frog. Yet another super creative name. But then the bad guy person, who I guess is the head of TRIP, announces via giant TV screen on the side of the ship for some reason that he has Dr. Frog captured. Oh, so this is what King K. Rool was doing during the modern Donkey Kong Country games. I guess he shaved for his appearance in Smash Ultimate.
We will be executing Dr. Frog 3 hours from now. If you want to save him, you should hurry.
Holy crap, things got really serious.
That's surprisingly dark for a kid's game. Also, what's with his movement animations? It looks like he was poorly stop-motioned there. So Frogger decides that he will go save Dr. Frog and officially becomes a member of FIRST. Which he kind of already was, but whatever.
So, that's about all I'm going to play. And, what were my final thoughts? I'd say it's pretty good, and since I got it for about $5, I'd say it's a steal. So if you can find a copy for cheap, I would definitely recommend it. But don't you worry, because this is definitely not going to be the last time I talk about Frogger. Since I also picked up another game for the PlayStation 2 called Frogger and the Ancient Shadow or something, I forgot what it was. This is definitely part of the script. So stay tuned, because we're probably going to cover that within the next 3 episodes of this series. And that's it, bye! What, does every episode of this series have to end with me dying? Why? Just... what? Oh, no!